Welcome to our world. Won't you come on in? Waiting just for you. Welcome to our world.
Welcome to Friday, everyone. I'm just trying to have a good day, and I cannot.
Okay.
Because of Jim. Well.
Almost nap time.
Would you like to read This Week in History?
No, I like it when you do. I like just commenting and I can just sound like, wow, that's amazing. My turn.
I just don't want people to think that I'm interrupting you or cutting you off.
As long as you don't interrupt.
If anybody was ever wondering,
There we go.
if anybody was ever wondering, does Samantha hold grudges? I think we all know the answer.
Okay.
May you please pass me
Oh, it's right here.
the calendar, since you, as we all heard, since Jim does not want to read them, I gave him the choice.
No, because I would have to listen to an audio podcast first.
No.
With those
because you don't read. Okay.
Yes, correct.
This Week in History. Oh, well, actually, let me pause here so we can insert our first new jingle for This Week in History.
This Week in History.
There it is. I hope you all enjoyed it. Boy, do we have a surprise for you right after this. Okay. This Week in History.
What's the date? What's the date of the week? What week?
We're starting January 19th.
19th
Sunday.
to the...
I don't know. I'm not there
this
yet.
coming Sunday. I see. We're ahead. I'm going to... My chair is
No,
going
we're not. It's Sunday through Saturday.
Yeah. So I'm saying it's Sunday.
Sundays. Can you put my tea back over there? Because you're going to make me laugh.
Hold on.
And, okay. I knew you were going to do that.
I was going to ask what today's date is, but I know that's a secret. We can't let anyone know.
It's Friday today, which means it's January 24th.
Wow, today's the 24th already. Holy crap.
Time flies when you're doing This Week in History. Okay.
Cool.
So, This Week in History. 1915, German Zeppelins drop bombs on Britain.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what they are? A Zeppelin?
No.
It's a blimp.
Oh, it's a blimp?
Yeah. Remember A Christmas Story?
A war blimp? No.
When the one goes, wow, a Zeppelin.
I don't remember that
It's a blimp.
at all. The Zeppelin is a motor-driven rigid airship. Thank you very much.
That's correct.
Was developed by German inventor Ferdinand Graf von Zeppelin in 1900.
How they came up with that name.
I have a whole thing about people that name inventions after themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it or if I'm against it. I really can't decide.
Yeah.
I just feel like if I invented something, I wouldn't want it to be called a Samantha. Or a you know what I mean?
Some people are very narcissistic.
But
it's all
is it
about...
actually narcissistic necessarily? Yes. Or is it just like, I don't know what to call this. So
this
I just want
a good name. No.
Right? What else do you call it?
Who's going to say Zeppelin? Who's going to... No, that was...
Okay.
They just wanted to be able to say they invented it. It's named after them.
Yes.
Like, I hope you feel really good about yourself. Especially after the Hindenburg disaster.
1981 was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and also on Monday, not in 1981.
I'm saying, yes,
Monday.
Yes, that's when it was.
This is January 20th, 1981.
That's when it became a national holiday.
No, I'm just stating, okay, I see what happened here, because it gives me something, but then it also says, like, Monday is Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Oh.
So Monday was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, but also January 20th, 1981, the Iran hostage crisis ends.
Yep.
I don't want to read all this. Oh, this is Jimmy Carter. Oh, okay. It's all coming. Well, I wasn't alive for this, do you remember?
Right.
So
it was, that day, I think that was the day, that was like literally at the very end of Carter, right when Reagan was coming into office.
Well, yeah, I was going to say January 20th is... Yeah. President Jimmy Carter was unable to diplomatically resolve the crisis, and in April 1980, he ordered a disastrous rescue mission in which 8 U.S. military personnel were killed and no hostages were rescued.
Yep.
In November 1980, Carter lost the presidential election to Republican Ronald Reagan. On the day of Reagan's inauguration, the United States freed almost $8 billion in frozen Iranian assets, and the hostages were released.
Right. Yeah, that rescue attempt, that became like almost like a sign, I guess you would say, of military decline.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a hot take.
It made us look really bad. I remember that.
Okay.
I was but a wee lad.
I was just going to say, you were just a boy.
I was just a wee lad. I was a child.
Week, 2018, family finds oldest message in a bottle ever discovered.
When did they find this?
In 2018.
How old was the message?
The Illman family was visiting a beach near Wedge Island off the west coast of Australia when they found an old-looking brown bottle that held a fragile, rolled-up piece of paper. The family brought the item home, and with the help of officials, they determined the message was dated June 12, 1886, making it over 131 years old, the oldest message in a bottle ever found. The family contacted the Western Australian Museum's assistant curator of maritime archaeology. How is that a job? Ross Anderson. He determined the message was thrown from the Paula, a German sailing ship, while it was sailing from Wales to Indonesia. The sailors were conducting an ocean current experiment at the time, and they were dropping thousands of bottles with messages overboard along their route. The messages communicated the then current ship coordinates, the time and date of the message drop, and the ship name. The Illman's bottle had traveled almost 600 miles to the location where they uncovered it. Over 600 other messages from the same experiment have been recovered, but the Illman's bottle is the oldest of all of them.
Wow. They probably thought they had something really special, though, until they found out there were 600 others. I mean, there's the oldest, at least.
In 1997...
Yes, go ahead.
In 1997, falling space debris strikes Oklahoma woman. Do you remember this?
No, but, well, what happened to her?
On January 22nd, 1997, Lottie Williams, that checks out that's the name, was struck by a 6-inch piece of a Delta II rocket as it returned to Earth from space. She had been walking through O'Brien Park in Tulsa, Oklahoma early in the morning and noticed a meteor-like flash of light in the sky before the space junk hit her shoulder.
So what happened to her, though?
I know. I don't want to read the whole thing. Yeah. The debris that hit Williams was as light as an aluminum can, so thankfully she was uninjured.
That's funny. So she sees this fireball in the sky and she's like, and it's like, tink, right off her shoulder. No big deal.
In 1957, toy company produces first Frisbees.
There you go.
We love a good Frisbee.
And this was by the Frisbee guy, and it started out as pie pans.
That is true, yes.
See, I knew that already.
Do you know which toy company it was?
It was Whammo.
Oh, it was Whammo. You know your Frisbee history.
Yep. But they bought it from the Frisbee company, which was
Where are we? The story of Frisbee. William Frisbee. We're at the same. We're at the same thing. People just naming things after themselves. William Frisbee. What a weird name. Okay, it just doesn't make sense. Opened the Frisbee Pie Company in 1871. Students from nearby universities would throw the empty pie tins to each other, yelling Frisbee as they let go. So here's my thing. Again, going back to the naming of things, which I can't really seem to get over. Why would you do that? Why would you just yell Frisbee? I just don't understand that.
I want someone to invent something and then just give it a random name. And then change their family name to that name.
I don't see that happening.
Why not?
Frisbee disc. Oh, but it's misspelled.
I didn't remember that.
Frisbee, the original William Frisbee is Frisbie.
I forgot that.
When they sold it to Whammo, it changed its name to Frisbee.
Because people would pronounce it wrong.
How else would you pronounce
Frisbee? Frisbee.
Whammo sold more than
They throw it on the Barbie. Go ahead.
He cut me off. Did everybody hear that? Great. Whammo sold more than 200 million units of his famous toy by its 50th anniversary in 2007.
Wow. And that's still one of the greatest toys ever.
The greatest inventions.
Frisbee. They're awesome.
In 1935, first canned beer goes on sale.
1935, wow.
That actually seems a lot later than I thought it would have been.
I never
I guess
really
it was
thought
just all
about it.
bottles.
So I guess before that, yeah. It's just weird when you think of certain things that are like you're so used to them now. And like, you think they were always around. Like the weird thing is, right? You know, the way the pull tabs are.
Mm-hmm.
Like they weren't always like that. It used to be a pull tab and the tab came off with the little piece of metal.
Sure.
And what happened is people would just throw them and wound up getting cuts and all kinds of injuries from people cutting their feet and stuff. So that's why they wound up changing that. But it's just weird to think like probably most people now don't even remember that. They weren't around when they had that.
No. Within 3 months, more than 80% of the nation's beer distributors were delivering Kruger's canned beer. Customers did not have to pay a deposit on the cans, unlike with bottles. The cans were easier to stack as well and took less time to chill. Very exciting. And our last This Week in History. January 25th, which will be
Saturday.
tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. That's tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, today's Friday the 24th.
Will be
That's right.
Australia Day.
Australia Day?
And also in 1905, the world's largest diamond is found.
Wow. How big was it?
The Cullinan diamond, weighing in at over a pound, was discovered in South Africa.
Jeez.
That's super exciting. Alrighty.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you've waited long enough. This has been
This Week in History.
amazing. Okay. Because what had happened was...
And we're live.
So what had happened was we obviously in last week's episode or it must have been 2 weeks ago now that
probably for 3 weeks straight.
I complained that no one had made a jingle for This Week in History, and we got 2 jingles, so we'll be using both of them as we move forward. If anybody else wants to send another one in, we'll just use all of them and it'll be great. But now we are moving on to
Listener feedback. Yeah.
great listener feedback. So this was from when I complained about the multiple registration stickers, which I sent you a picture so you understand. And doesn't it look so stupid?
It does.
Anyway, someone commented, now in PA, we don't do registration stickers at all, which means a lot of people are driving around with stickers that say 1022 or something since that was the last time we used stickers. So that's kind of mildly infuriating in its own way.
Yep.
It is mildly infuriating. I agree.
Not as bad, though.
No, well, yeah, I guess not as bad. I still have my Pennsylvania
Oh, do you?
thing on the front of my car.
Oh, okay.
I've anytime I've tried to peel it off, it like half of it starts coming off, and I don't want to have to.
The razor blade.
You've said that to me before, and then
I
you just haven't done it. More feedback. This was from our Christmas episode. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yep.
When we said about what our favorite holiday things were. So someone said the favorite movie was A Christmas Story, Year Without a Santa Claus, and the animated Jack Frost. Do you like those?
What was the first one again?
A Christmas Story.
Yeah, I like those.
Those are all good
the
ones.
Jack Frost one's a little bit out there. That's not really a Christmas story. That's not a Christmas special. That's kind of like a...
But it happens at Christmas. And so how is it not a Christmas special?
No, it would not be in my top 10 or anything.
But it is a Christmas special.
I don't know about that.
It's just what I always wanted.
Okay,
it's perfect. It's a Christmas special.
Yeah.
This person also commented favorite songs were A Christmas Song, Last Christmas, and Most Wonderful Time of the Year. And the meaning of Christmas is appreciating spending time with people you love / giving instead of receiving.
I don't get that.
I know. We talked about how you don't understand that already. Do you have any other comments on that one?
No.
Someone else said favorite movie, A Christmas Story, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas, original.
Definitely the original. Definitely the original. I can tolerate maybe the live action one. That one with Benedict Cumberbatch.
That's not live action.
I know, but I'm saying that one.
Oh.
Also, I can
like that one.
Tolerate
that one's fun. What do you mean tolerate it? You liked it when we
No,
watched
because
it.
the original is so much better. It'd be like if somebody redid the Peanuts Christmas special. It'd be like, what are you doing? Just stop. Don't do that. It's just so disrespectful to the original one.
It's not disrespectful. It can be okay. It can be the original can still be the better version. but you can still enjoy.
I know, but I feel like the others, I feel like they're cash grabs. They're just all cash grabs.
Well, that's what the world runs on. We're in a capitalistic society. Favorite song, The Christmas Song by Nat King Cole, which the other person did say that, but
I like that
I'm disappointed that I didn't think of that because I feel like that's the quintessential Christmas song.
Well, I think White Christmas. I think White Christmas is like quintessential. I feel like that's it. If I knew what the word quintessential meant.
Okay. And then this person said, meaning Jesus, obviously.
Well,
so there's that. I will read, what do we have here? Someone had sent you this comment. This is the whole thing. So listening to the podcast and the sinking ship dilemma, the 4 people that I would say should be left behind are 1, the captain, because he's supposed to be responsible for everyone on the boat and the ship so he could go down with it, which I'm going to pause here.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. However, and you said this when I was re-listening to our podcast a couple days ago, that one, why are we assuming that it's a he? It could be a she.
It could be.
There's no need to say the captain goes down with his ship. The captain could also go down with her ship.
That would create a moral dilemma, though, because then when they're saying women and children first, except the captain.
And they don't say women and children first anymore. Carrying on.
What if it's a little girl and they do say women and children first?
Number 2.
Then the captain is both a woman and a child.
Great.
I would think then you'd have to let them on the boat.
Great. So back to the comment. Number 2, I would leave the lifeguard behind because he probably has the best chance of survival by possibly swimming. That's a hot take. And 3 and 4 would be the young married couple because they're young and also hopefully healthy, so they probably also have a better chance of survival. And if they're going to die, they would want to do it together like Jack and Rose. So then, which is also a good point. So then the 6 people who get on the lifeboat would be the possibly pregnant woman who you're saving 2 lives potentially. Also a good point. Wow, I didn't read this whole thing through.
Yeah.
The senior citizen, the school teacher, where am I? The twins and the nurse who could assist all of them. But okay, so I'm gonna. Those are some really valid points that person just made, and I didn't think of that at all. But in the thing, doesn't it say that whoever stays behind will certainly die? Didn't I say that specifically?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I mentioned
forgot about that.
I think that's what it said in the prompt. I'm pretty sure.
Well, and if that's the case, then let's make this really simple. You have a group of 10 people, is it? It is 10 people. 4 have a pretty good have a chance of living. 6 are definitely dead.
No, 6 live.
Oh, so other way
4
around.
die.
Right. So who are the 4 that you condemn to death?
I'm staying with my previous responses.
Okay.
But I also think, because, okay, so you brought up then, well, the commenter brought up Jack and Rose and all that, but then you responded about Jack and Rose. Let's just move right on into the airing of grievances with this one, okay? Because this is actually a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me pause for the airing of grievances intro.
Okay.
If you have grievances, and I'm sure you have.
Okay, so that really annoys me because you can argue whether or not there was room for both of them on that board.
Yeah. And
people have done analyses of this and made it a whole thing and showed there was room for both of them. First of all, okay, even if there was, room, area enough for both of them, the number one thing is I would assume with both of them on it, the weight, it would sink under the weight of both of them.
It didn't look like it to me, but go
regardless,
ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
We all know that there was quote unquote enough room for both of them. Okay. Right. I don't think that that's a logical response. Okay. What really bothers me about all of this, why are you laughing? Do you know what I'm going to say?
No, I don't. I can't wait to see what you're going to say.
Is
actually to hear what you're going to say.
People will make a big deal about how she said, "I'll never let go, Jack," and then she lets go.
Yep.
Wrong. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're awake now. That's not even because if you've ever watched the movie, she's on the board holding on to him. He's in the water, freezing his butt off.
Yep.
And he tells her, I don't remember the specific word for word line. He tells her to hold on to her dream or hold on to something metaphorical, right? That's what he told her to hold on to and to never let go
He
of.
meant metaphorically speaking.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
He did not say,
I know.
never let go of me. So when she says, I'll never let go, Jack, she's not saying,
No.
I'll never let go of your
Okay.
hand right now. She's saying, I'll never let go
But-
of the dream. Don't cut me off. She's saying, I'll never let go of the dream, or whatever word he uses that you just told me not to let go of. So when people do, because there are so many cuts of this and like memes of this online of her where it just says like, I'll
But it's
never
a
let go.
joke.
I'll never let go, Jack. And then, he's dead at the bottom of the ocean.
Okay, so those people either have a good sense of humor or it's like
No.
it's a real-time IQ test.
I
where
think
it's
that's
like
what it is.
Anyone that really believes that's what she meant, they have a below, 100 IQ, below 95, whatever.
And I think that's what it is, and it really bothers
What
me.
I think would have been cool instead
it's
of
not
what
even
happened.
funny. If that's supposed to be like a joke or whatever, it's not funny
I
enough
know.
to make it a
Well,
whole
maybe.
meme.
Well, that's true, but it's out there all over the place. What would have
'Cause
been
people are
better? What would have been
stupid.
better is if at the end, after she sees the boat and tries to get his attention.
Yeah.
If like she pulled him up and the 2/3 bottom half of him was gone because he had been eaten by a shark,
All right.
and it was just the very upper part of his shoulders and his head that was there.
Do you have any complaints?
I just think that would have made the movie so much better.
Any complaints?
Yeah, I think that they should have done that.
You're mad that they didn't do that?
I have other complaints today, man. I have so many complaints.
Well, go ahead. I'm waiting. The people are waiting.
I don't like fire ants.
I don't think anybody does.
That's my complaint
Back
today.
to me. Another complaint I have, which I think those of you that are annoyed by my grammar section in this, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by what I'm about to say, which is we have too many words, okay? There are just too many words in the English language in the dictionary that don't need to be there. For example, because...
Oh, I have one.
As might have been expected, I listen to the Oxford Dictionary Word of the Day podcast every day. And the word of the day last week or a couple weeks ago or whatever was gelid, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't remember.
How do you spell it?
Gelid. Gelid. That's how it looks like.
We're going to run out of combinations of letters for shorter words.
For sure. Okay. Can you take a guess at what this might mean?
I've never heard that, no.
I had never heard it either. You have no guesses?
Nope.
It means extremely cold or icy. It can be used literally or figuratively. We have enough words that mean that already.
Yeah.
We don't need that word.
No.
And I don't remember, the origin is whatever it is, and that's fine. We don't need it. It doesn't need to be there, and you're just making everybody's lives more difficult. There's no need for this word. There's none.
I agree.
Great.
I agree.
What's your word?
My word, that a completely unnecessary word. It sounds stupid, and it's too long. Doppelganger. Why do we need that word?
Well, doppelganger.
You could use the word... Stop. Give me a moment. You could use the word twin, right? Which has one syllable. You could even use look-alike, which is longer, but it's like three. Why do you need the word doppelganger? How about the word replica? Go ahead. I would like your input on this at this time.
Doppelganger is a German word.
I don't care where it came from.
It's not where it's and because a lot of words in English we've taken from other languages and like molded to fit
like
the
the
English
word
language.
gelid?
Yes, doppelganger is a German word.
I believe
we
that.
haven't molded that at all, and it means double walker. It is originally
What's a double?
Originally a type. No, but it was more originally a type of ghost. So it was like a ghostly version of you, a shadow of you, or whatever.
I just think some of these words.
I don't disagree.
The only way we're going to get rid of them if people stop using them.
That's not
so if
happen.
you have ever used the word doppelganger, first of all, you should be punished. But if you ever use it again, I will punish you.
Great.
Because the thing is, why? There's no reason for it. It's a stupid word. Just stop.
I kind of like that word. I'm not going to lie.
Okay. Why would you like that
it's
word?
It's fun to say.
It's a 4-syllable word. What do you need a 4-syllable word for? It's like, oh,
fun to
every time
say.
you say it, you're wasting like a pretty good percentage of your life because it's 4 syllables.
My last
4.
my last complaint for the day.
Yeah.
Why is there not a sequel to Ratatouille?
Yet.
They don't have any plans to make this. None.
Probably because they're concentrating on the live action Ratatouille.
Anyone can cook, but only the fearless can be great. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Okay. Goodbye.
I always feel like you're so reluctant to end these episodes. Like you just don't. You feel like there should be a definitive, and this is what we learned today.
I have nothing else. Once this is over, basically I just sit here alone.
Okay, that's not even... I asked you if you wanted to work out with me today, and you said, I'll let you know.
I have to think about it, because it involves work. It's not passive. Is there a passive workout routine we can do?
No, there's not. And that's why the obesity rate in America...
Is this going to be a stretching routine, or is it going to be like an aerobic
It's not
thing?
a stretching routine. It's going to be... We're going to do weights. It's going to be a whole thing.
Weights? Oh.
It's probably going to be a Jillian Michaels workout.
Are they heavy? No, I can't do that.
Why?
Because I'll be like gay if I do
Our next
that.
episode will be on sexism. Join us next week for an episode on sexism.
Okay.
Completely unrelated.